We've talked a lot of Spurs, and especially with Jabari Young of the Express News over the past couple of days. And I want to focus now, Jabari, on the future of the Spurs. You know, the new draft picks, it's the Summer League, big deal out in Utah and Vegas. You were just out in Utah. And what did you observe from the new look Spurs?
Well, I like what I see from Derek White. This is his second Summer League stint. And you figured around this time, he was going to get more comfortable in that first game against the Utah Jazz. He came out, he was a little bit, sluggish, but, after that first quarter, he just kind of picked it up and he's carried that momentum into Las Vegas. But, it's said that when the game slows down for a player, when they get more comfortable, then they can start playing the way that they know how to play. And what you saw from Derek White, it was almost like a men amongst boys there. I mean, he was getting to his spots. He was getting on shots. He was using the screen and roll very, very well, playing it very, very well. And obviously the Spurs are going to go through him, and Derek White has provided all the offense, and he's provided much more. So I like what I'm seeing from him. Lonnie Walker, he's going to have his ups and downs. I like his bounce back mentality. He, that first game that he had wasn't really good. He missed the second game before had to take some rest. But the third game, you saw him calm down a little bit more. When they were making a run, the Memphis Grizzlies making a run there in that third quarter or that second quarter, Lonnie Walker stepped in and he kind of, was able to get about 8 of his 14 points in that third game to close out the Utah Summer League. So those two guys, especially Derek White, have really impressed. And I also like a 30-year-old named Jeff Ledbetter, okay? Jeff Ledbetter, legend, remember that name. I think he's done well. And I think if he continues to play the way that he's played in Utah, that might be a guy who's a candidate for a 2-way contract come next season.
It is interesting because you only have, the rookies and some of those guys like, Jeff Ledbetter, as you mentioned. So how do they all mesh when this group gets back with the veteran players?
Well, obviously, Lonnie Walker may not see a lot of time, but I think it's important for Derek White to, continue to get off to a good start. Now, he might not see as much time, but, with the departure of Tony Parker going to Charlotte now, who knows? Maybe Derek White gets thrown in there into the mix as a backup. But I think it was, like I said, it was important for him to start the Summer League off the way he started it. And it's going to be important, barring injuries, that he finish strong because, like I said, he's going to be thrown into the mix next season for the Spurs. Lonnie Walker, he'll probably be up in Austin for a lot of the games, but at the same time, it's also important for him to gel too. So, those two guys, they're going to be important factors come next season for this roster, and especially Derek White. Like I said, this is his second season, so you want to see something from him if Greg Popovich puts him out there, and and he can build off of the Summer League performances.
Well, Jabari, thanks again. Always a pleasure.
You're watching Sports Tonight, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.